welcome to Leaders of Tomorrow, India's only daily television platform for small businesses. We bring you the right information to empower you, the SME entrepreneur. Tonight on this very special conversation of Broadcast One presents Disruptors, two companies that are changing how things are being done globally and in India as well. First up, Swiss Re. On the other side of a break is IDEMIA in focus. Swiss Re is a company that doesn't need much introduction, being the largest player when it comes to the reinsurance space. I had the chance to sit down with the management recently at their center in Bangalore to understand why they're so excited about the domestic market in a country where the penetration of life insurance, general insurance and reinsurance is so low, and to also understand the work that they're doing out of their Bangalore center, one of the third largest anywhere in the world. Listening to a slice of that interview. Having you here on the show where we talk about some of the biggest disruptors, not just in India but globally as well. And Swiss Re fits into that, fits into that category in that segment where the work that you're doing is highly complex and changing as we speak. But let's then sort of start this conversation by talking about Swiss Re. You were set up in the late 1800s. You've been in India now for a couple of years. So just talk to us about the work that you do.
Sure. So thanks for having me on the show. So Swiss Re has over 155 years of history, and we still call ourselves as a young organization. We've gone through multiple phases, business cycles. We are a risk knowledge company generating around $35 billion of revenues with 15,000 employee base. We have three business units, reinsurance, where we reinsure the risk of the insurance companies, corporate solutions, where we deal with corporates, and life capital, which is more of a B2B2C model, right? And Swiss Re Bangalore has been in existence for over 19 years. So we started off with more of the business operations, got into specialized functions, and now we are expanding into technology area as well. So we are more of like a microcosm of Swiss Re Group, cutting across all the value chain of the reinsurance. So here the business activities are very specialized, and how do we create value and business impact at the group level?
Sure. So the Re in Swiss Re stands for reinsurance.
Yes.
So maybe it's a good time for us to take a bit of a step back and talk about what do we mean by reinsurance, and if you want to sort of break it down in layman's terms for our viewers.
So reinsurance is more of a B2B model, right? So not any individual can actually see and feel it, but it actually cuts across all our individual lives, because the risk get transferred from individuals and corporates to the insurance companies, and from insurance companies to reinsurance. So reinsurance plays a very critical role in the economic development of a nation. So it has multiple benefits and value proposition to the industry and economy. First, it acts as more of like an automatic stabilizer for the economy and insurance industry. So just take for instance, if there are one or two NatCat events, natural catastrophe events, that has a potential to derail the economic growth of a country. But with a reinsurance, you are able to reduce the volatility, trigger quick recovery in terms of losses and all. Then the second aspect is more around the capital relief, so where the reinsurance supports the insurer's growth and strengthens the balance sheet of the insurance companies. So this actually reduces the volatility for the insurance company as well, because many of the insurers are not that diversified. And then reinsurance also then provides a lot of value in terms of best practice, innovative product offerings, which we can bring from one market to another. So in Asia, for example, the offshore wind industry is at a nascent stage. But they can learn a lot from what are the best practices which are happening in the developed markets, And last but not the least, reinsurers is more of like a long-term investor and acts as a kind of a shock absorber for the financial market, especially during the volatile times.
How's India as a market then different from perhaps work that you're doing in any of the other economies? Is that something you can comment on?
So if I take the case of Swiss Re Bangalore, we are 1,100 plus, and as I was highlighting, we cut across the entire value chain. So here we are building the core capabilities. So we have the largest complex actuarial setup here, looking at reserving, costing, model development, and so on. And then we are also looking at expanding our capabilities on the R&D side, on the data science, analytics. So for us at Bangalore, it's a mix of core capabilities, which we continue to develop, and at the same time building new capabilities. And if we bring all together these elements, there's a lot of potential to trigger innovation from our office in Bangalore. So few years ago, we started with a startup accelerator. It was actually India's first insurtech accelerator, and we also had positive outcomes where Swiss Re, along with Goki and Max Bupa Health Insurance Company, we came up with a tech-enabled wellness product, which creates a lot of value for the customers. And now we have transformed that into what we call as an open innovation initiative. So since we have the unique opportunity of bringing technology, business, and operations together, our experts and employees get a holistic view of the entire business chain. And then working with the tech ecosystem in India, we are able to come up with innovative solutions to solve some of the business problems.
Okay. What is the approach when it comes to the big picture in innovation for a company that's as disruptive as you are? And we are talking to the biggest disruptors across the world. What has helped you innovate, and what has helped you essentially stay and remain as one of the most innovative companies, even as there's been so much competition, even as the complexities of business are changing?
So for us, we have gone through different business cycles over 155 years. And what we are also realizing is, tech is disrupting the sector, but it's not an Uber effect as such. So the various components of the value chain are the rules are being rewritten, or new approaches are coming. So at the global level, we have a tech strategy, which has 4 components. So first is, how do we improve ourselves? How do we get better at assessing a risk? So we are also then looking at, for example, using external data to determine if a person smokes or not. So that individual doesn't need to get through the medical test for the life and health policies. So can we use big data analytics to determine that, right? Then the second category is, how are we looking at client solutions? So there we have focus teams working on telematic solution. So how can we look at behavior and usage patterns to then price the risk accordingly? And then I gave this example of health, wellness, and there are multiple things which we are doing. The third thing is more around identifying new risk pools. So here we have our own business unit, Life Capital, which is in a tech-enabled B2B2C model, where we are engaging with aggregators and various industry players to reach the end customer and reduce the protection gap. Last but not the least, we have data as one of the key pillars in our tech strategy, where we are looking at bringing the different data sets together to create more meaning, analytics, and insights. So we have a project Stargate, where we are working with a very specialized analytics firm, and our objective is to democratize data science usage in our organization. So if through some of the tools and applications, we can enable each and every employee to get into complex activities by leveraging the full potential of data science, even if they are not coders, that can create a lot of value to the business.
Now, even as the market, of course, is changing rapidly, and this is really my last question to you. And the value of the work that you're doing out of your India Center here in Bangalore is changing. What next for you? What do you want to leave us with?
So that's like a very good question. And for us, we are looking at transformation of Bangalore. So what we have become, which is more of a business solutions center, we would like to transform into even to the next level, which we call a center of excellence. So here we are talking about 4 key components. So how do we build best-in-class technical capabilities? Each and every role that we have in Bangalore should be global, complex, should have end-to-end responsibilities. So we are already on that path, which is ongoing. Then talent is critical. Here the emphasis is both on the thought leadership as well as the technical capabilities, right? And we would like to become more of like a talent incubator for entire Swiss Re Group. So on a yearly basis, we anyways have 5 to 10 people who are taking on these global roles, and that's what even the future would look like. Yeah.
Sure.
Then innovation analytics is a critical component for us. So here we are looking at the mindset change we are applying various methodologies, we are applying various tools, data science techniques on how can we bring together technology, business operations to create more business. And last but not the least, we have sustainability as the focus point, where we are looking at partnerships with industry, with academia. We can't do everything all on our own, right?
Yeah.
So we have to partner where we have to tie up with the best-in-class players to really move the agenda forward. And then how are we looking at sustainability from a governance standpoint?
Sure.
So all in all, we are quite confident that over the next few years, we'll transform ourselves even into the next level. And then we will see what's next for us.
Okay, wish you all the best
Thank
for
you
that
very much.
exciting road ahead.
Thanks a
for your
lot.
time here on the show.
Thank you very
Thanks.
much.